Hey guys, welcome back to the Non-Conforming Hippie. Thank you so much for tuning in. This week I'm actually going to do something a little bit differently. I'm going to post a couple of videos all on the same topic. And the reason I want to do that is that one of the videos is going to be me providing you with a do-it-yourself recipe. But I really think if you are committed to this journey, whether it is you want to reduce plastic in your life or you really are becoming more aware of the kind of harmful ingredients that are in commercial products and you want to get rid of that and stop putting all these chemicals into your body, you need to understand the why. So this week, I want to talk about sunscreen, and I want to talk about the truths behind conventional sunscreen. The reason I chose to do sunscreen this week is, first of all, it's summer, and I love summer, and summer in Denver is incredible, so I've been using my homemade sunscreen a lot these past couple of weeks. But also, sunscreen has always been it was an intimidating product for me to tackle because it was this product that the cosmetic industry and the health industry convinced us that we need to wear all the time. It just needs to be a part of your daily routine. But in my inner circle, nobody ever questioned it. Nobody ever questioned what was in sunscreen and, what we were actually protecting ourselves from. And if you dig a little bit deeper, there's some scary truths around what we're actually putting on our body when we're applying sunscreen. So I figured we would talk about that, and let's dive on in. So the first thing when you're talking about sunscreen is you need to understand what exactly are you trying to protect yourself from. So when it comes to the sun's rays, there's two types. There's UVA rays and there's UVB rays. Now UVA rays are actually the types of rays that penetrate deep into your skin, and it hits all the deeper layers of your skin. So if you ever see anybody who is covered in wrinkles and their skin looks kind of leathery and they just look like they've spent a lot of time in a tanning bed, those people have been affected by UVA rays. Now, UVB rays are what actually cause a sunburn. So anytime you're on the beach and you feel yourself getting red, that is because you're being hit by UVB rays. So you want a sunscreen that's going to protect you from both UVA rays and UVB rays. Now that sounds really obvious, but surprise, surprise, a lot of the more conventional sunscreens that are on the market don't actually protect you from both of those rays. They only protect you from one. So there's two types of sunscreens on the market when you look out. There's a physical sunscreen, and physical sunscreen is also kind of known as sunblock. It tends to be a little bit lower in SPF, like SPF 30 and below. And what happens with physical sunscreen is it just sits on top of your skin. So it sits on top of your skin and just deflects the rays, and it deflects both UVA rays and UVB rays. Try saying that 5 times fast. So physical sunscreens is really nice all-around broad spectrum protection for both of the rays. Now everybody's probably sitting at home thinking, well, why don't I just go out and buy physical sunscreen and I'll be happy? True, you should, except for the fact that a lot of the conventional sunscreens on the market are actually chemical sunscreens, which is the second type of sunscreen. And as I'm sure you've all figured out, chemical sunscreens are loaded with chemicals. Now, the way this type of sunscreen works is you put it on your skin, and these chemicals absorb into your skin. And they absorb into your skin with the idea that they are going to then absorb the UV rays. But if you remember from the beginning, only one type of ray actually absorbed into your skin. So chemical sunscreens only protect you from UVA rays. They absorb into your skin and they absorb the UVA rays. They don't really protect you from UVB rays, which are what actually cause you to sunburn. So it only offers you one type of protection, which is UVA rays. The other thing is that these chemicals are absorbed into your skin, and then they get absorbed into the other parts of your body. They get absorbed into your nervous system and your bloodstream, and they affect your immune system. And these chemicals become toxins. They become hormone disruptors. And on top of that, they are carcinogens in and of themselves. Let's sit on that for a second. We have this product that we've been told by the health industry that we need to wear every single day, and we need to constantly be reapplying to prevent skin cancer, but the ingredients in this product cause cancer. So chemical sunscreen is just one of those things. It's all over the place, but you really want to avoid it. Now, the reason it's so difficult to avoid is because a lot of people get confused about SPF, right? So chemical sunscreens tend to have the higher SPF, and a lot of people will say, okay, I tried SPF 50 and I still got sunburned, so I need to go up SPF 75. Well, the reason you got sunburned is because you're using a sunscreen that doesn't protect you from UVB rays. So you weren't ever actually getting protection from the type of rays that cause sunburn, and you going up in SPF isn't actually going to help you. And the problem with SPF is that when you go up in SPF, you're also just going up in chemicals. So that leads me to our little chat about SPF really quick. So a couple of things is SPF is not an addition equation. So if you have an SPF 15, an ingredient with SPF 15, an ingredient with SPF 10, you put them together, you don't suddenly have SPF 25. You have SPF 15, and the way you increase SPF is by just adding more of whatever the ingredient with the higher SPF is. You just keep adding that. So a lot of these sunscreens with super high SPFs have a lot more of a very specific chemical. They have a much higher concentration of these chemicals that then are absorbed into your body. So an SPF of 30 will actually protect you from 96% of the sun's rays, whereas an SPF of 75 will protect you from 98%. So let's look at it this way. You have a choice between a physical sunscreen and a chemical sunscreen. Now, the physical sunscreen is all natural with natural ingredients that are good for you, that aren't getting absorbed into your skin, and it's protecting you from 96% of both of the UVA and UVB rays. Or you could get yourself a chemical sunscreen with a super high SPF that is loaded with chemicals, absorbs into your skin, becomes toxic, is filled with carcinogens, and protects you from 98% of one of the rays. It only protects you from UVA rays. Which one would you rather have? All right, that was my little spiel about the truth behind sunscreen. I'd love to hear your feedback. Was any of this new information for you? Was it surprising for you? And I will link in the description below the video that I'm going to put up next, which will be me walking you through how to make your own sunscreen. Thanks, guys.